The book of Genesis, chapter 40. And it came to pass after these things, that the butler of the king of Egypt and his baker had offended their lord the king of Egypt. And Pharaoh was angry with his two officers, the chief of the butlers and the chief of the bakers. And he put them in ward in the house of the captain of the guard, into the prison, the place where Joseph was bound. And the captain of the guard charged Joseph with them, and he served them. And they continued a season in ward. And they dreamed a dream, both of them, each man his dream in one night, each dream in one night, each man according to the interpretation of his dream, to wit, the butler and the baker of the king of Egypt, who were bound in the prison. And Joseph came in unto them in the morning, and looked upon them, and behold, they were sad. And he asked Pharaoh's officers that were with him in the ward of his lord's house, saying, Wherefore look ye so sad today? And they said unto him, We have dreamed a dream, and there is no one to interpret it. And Joseph said unto them, Do not interpretations belong to God? Tell me them, I pray you. Then the chief butler told his dream unto Joseph, and said unto him, Behold, in my dream a vine was before me, and in the vine were 3 branches, and it was as though it budded, and her blossoms shot forth, and the clusters thereof brought forth ripe grapes. And Pharaoh's cup was in my hand, and I took the grapes, and pressed them into Pharaoh's cup, and I gave the cup into Pharaoh's hand. And Joseph said unto him, This is the interpretation of it. The 3 branches are 3 days, yet within 3 days shall Pharaoh lift up thy head, and restore thee unto thy place, and thou shalt deliver Pharaoh's cup into his hand, after the former manner, when thou wast his butler. Only think on me when it is well with thee, and show kindness, I pray thee, unto me, and make mention of me unto Pharaoh, and bring me out of this house. For truly I was stolen away out of the land of the Hebrews. And here also I have done nothing, that they should put me into the dungeon. And the chief baker saw that the interpretation was good, and he said unto Joseph, I also in my dream saw that I had 3 baskets of white bread on my head, and in the uppermost basket were of all manner of baked food for Pharaoh, and the birds did eat them out of the basket upon my head. And Joseph answered and said, This is its interpretation. The 3 baskets are 3 days, yet within 3 days shall Pharaoh lift up thy head from off thee, and shall hang thee on a tree, and the birds shall eat thy flesh from off thee. Now it came to pass the 3rd day, which was Pharaoh's birthday, that he made a feast unto all his servants. And he lifted up the head of the chief butler, and of the chief baker among his servants. And he restored the chief butler unto his butlership again, and he gave the cup into Pharaoh's hand. But he hanged the chief baker, as Joseph had interpreted to them. Yet the chief butler remembered not Joseph, but forsook him. The book of Genesis, chapter 41. And it came to pass at the end of 2 full years, that Pharaoh dreamed. And behold, he stood by the river. And behold, there came up out of the river 7 well-favored kine, and fat-fleshed. And they fed in the reed grass. And behold, 7 other kine came up after them out of the river, ill-favored and lean-fleshed. And the ill-favored and lean-fleshed kine did eat up the 7 well-favored and fat kine. So Pharaoh awoke, and he slept and dreamed the 2nd time. And behold, 7 ears of grain came up upon one stalk, full and good. And behold, 7 thin ears, and blasted with the east wind, sprang up after them. and the thin ears devoured the 7 full and good ears. And Pharaoh awoke, and behold, it was a dream. And it came to pass in the morning that his spirit was troubled, and he sent and called for all the magicians of Egypt, and all its wise men. And Pharaoh told them his dreams, but there was none that could interpret them unto Pharaoh. Then spake the chief butler unto Pharaoh, saying, I do remember my faults this day. Pharaoh was wroth with his servants, and put me and the chief baker in ward in the house of the captain of the guard. And we dreamed a dream in one night, I and he. And there was with us a young man, an Hebrew, servant to the captain of the guard. And we told him, and he interpreted to us our dreams. To each man according to his dream did he interpret. And it came to pass, as he interpreted to us, so it was. Me he restored unto my butlership, and him he hanged. Then Pharaoh sent and called Joseph, and they brought him hastily out of the dungeon, and he shaved himself, and changed his garments, and came in unto Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, I have dreamed a dream, and there is none that can interpret it. And I have heard say of thee, that thou canst understand a dream, to interpret it. And Joseph answered Pharaoh, saying, It is not in me. God shall give Pharaoh an answer of peace. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, Behold, in my dream I stood upon the bank of the river, and behold, there came up out of the river 7 kine, fat-fleshed and well-favoured, and they fed in the reed grass. And behold, 7 other kine came up after them, poor and very ill-favoured, and lean-fleshed, such as I never saw in all the land of Egypt for ill-favouredness. And the lean and ill-favoured kine did eat up the first 7 fat kine. And when they had eaten them up, it could not be known that they had eaten them. But they were still ill-favoured, as at the beginning. And I awoke, and I saw in my dream, and behold, 7 ears came up upon one stalk, full and good. And behold, 7 ears, withered, thin, and blasted with the east wind, sprang up after them. And the thin ears devoured the 7 full and good ears. And I told this dream unto the magicians, and there was none that could interpret it unto me. And Joseph said unto Pharaoh, The dream of Pharaoh is one. God hath told Pharaoh what he is about to do. The 7 good kine are 7 years, and the 7 good ears are 7 years. The thing is one and the same, and the 7 thin and ill-favoured kine that came up after them are 7 years. And the 7 empty ears blasted with the east wind shall be 7 years of famine. Now therefore let Pharaoh look out a man discreet and wise, and set him over the land of Egypt. Let Pharaoh do this, and appoint overseers over the land, and take up the 5th part of the land of Egypt in the 7 plenteous years. And let them gather all the food of these good years that come, and lay up corn under the hand of Pharaoh, and let food be as a reserve in the cities. And the food shall be a reserve for the land against the 7 years of famine, which shall be in the land of Egypt, that the land perish not through the famine. And the thing was good in the eyes of Pharaoh, and in the eyes of all his servants. And Pharaoh said unto his servants, Can we find such a one as this, a man in whom the Spirit of God is? And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, Forasmuch as God hath made all this known unto thee, there is none so discreet and wise as thou art. Thou shalt be over my house, and according unto thy word shall all my people be ruled. Only in the throne will I be greater than thou. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, See, I have set thee over all the land of Egypt. And Pharaoh took off his signet ring from his hand, and put it upon Joseph's hand, and arrayed him in garments of fine linen, and put a gold chain about his neck. And he made him to ride in the second chariot which he had. And they cried before him, Bow the knee. And he made him ruler over all the land of Egypt. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, I am Pharaoh, and without thy consent shall no man lift up his hand or foot in all the land of Egypt. And Pharaoh called Joseph's name Zaphnath-Paneah, and he gave him Asenath, the daughter of Potiphera, priest of On, to wife. And Joseph went out over the land of Egypt. And Joseph was 30 years old when he stood before Pharaoh king of Egypt. And Joseph went out from the presence of Pharaoh, and went through all the land of Egypt. And in the 7 plenteous years the earth brought forth abundantly. And he gathered up all the food of the 7 years which were in the land of Egypt, and laid up the food in the cities. The food of the field, which was round about every city, laid he up in the same. And Joseph laid up grain as the sand of the sea, very much, until he left numbering, for it was without number. And unto Joseph were born 2 sons before the years of famine came, which Asenath, the daughter of Potiphera, priest of On, bare unto him. And Joseph called the name of the firstborn Manasseh, for he said, God hath made me forget all my toil, and all my father's house. And the name of the second he called Ephraim, for he said, God hath caused me to be fruitful in the land of my affliction. The book of Genesis, chapter 42. And Jacob saw that there was corn in Egypt. And Jacob said unto his sons, Why do you look one upon another? And he said, Behold, I have heard that there is corn in Egypt. Go down, and buy for us from thence, that we may live and not die. Then 10 of Joseph's brethren went down to buy corn in Egypt. But Jacob sent not Benjamin, Joseph's brother, with his brethren. For he said, Lest peradventure mischief befall him. And the sons of Israel came to buy among those that came, for the famine was in the land of Canaan. And Joseph was governor over the land. He it was that sold to all the people of the land. And Joseph's brethren came, and bowed themselves before him, with their faces to the earth. And Joseph saw his brethren, and he knew them. But he made himself strange unto them, and spake roughly unto them. And he said unto them, Whence come ye? And they said, From the land of Canaan, to buy food. And Joseph knew his brethren, but they knew not him. And Joseph remembered the dreams which he dreamed of them, and said unto them, Ye are spies, to see the nakedness of the land are ye come. And they said unto him, Nay, my lord, but thy servants are come to buy food. We are all one man's sons. We are true men, thy servants are no spies. And he said unto them, Nay, but to see the nakedness of the land ye are come. And they said, Thy servants are 12 brethren, the sons of one man in the land of Canaan. And behold, the youngest is this day with our father, and one is not. And Joseph said unto them, That is it which I spake unto you, saying, Ye are spies. Hereby ye shall be proved. By the life of Pharaoh ye shall not go hence, except your youngest brother come hither. Send one of you, and let him fetch your brother, and ye shall be bound, that your words may be proved, whether there be truth in you, or else by the life of Pharaoh, surely ye are spies. And he put them all together into ward 3 days. And Joseph said unto them the 3rd day, This do, and live. For I fear God. If ye be true men, let one of your brethren be bound in your prison, and go ye, carry corn for the famine of your houses, but bring your youngest brother unto me, so shall your words be verified, and ye shall not die. And they did so, and they said one to another, Surely we are guilty concerning our brother, in that we saw the distress of his soul when he besought us, and we would not hear. Therefore is this distress come upon us. And Reuben answered them, saying, Said I not unto you, Do not sin against the child? And ye would not hear? Therefore, behold, also his blood is required. And they knew not that Joseph understood, for there was an interpreter between them. And he turned himself about from them, and wept. And he returned to them, and spake unto them, and took from them Simeon, and bound him before their eyes. And Joseph commanded to fill their vessels with corn, and to restore every man's money into his sack, and to give them provision for the way. And thus he did unto them. And they laded their asses with the corn, and departed thence. And as one of them opened his sack to give his ass provender in the inn, he espied his money. For behold, it was in his sack's mouth. And he said unto his brethren, My money is restored, and lo, it is even in my sack. And their heart failed them, and they were afraid, and said one to another, What is this that God hath done unto us?